This news update is brought to you by...
It's gonna be a big blue summer.
The Big Blue Summer Celebration with Flow is here. Make yours unforgettable. Sign up for big bundle savings. Build your essential bundle and save big money. Blow out the candles on Barbados' 50th and Flow's first Big Blue birthday celebration. To win big prizes including $10,000 in cash. Big-time sports coverage at home or on the go with Flow TV, like the Olympic Games in Rio and the new home of Premier League football. Watch it all with big data and big style on the fastest 4G network. The world's biggest sporting events this summer are all on Flow. The Big Blue Summer Celebration is here, and Flow is your official partner. This is how we flow.
It's gonna be a big blue summer. Get ready to go. This is how we flow. We wear them baby blue for the summer. Get ready to go. This is how we flow.
This is the Barbados Today Evening News Update for Wednesday, July 20th. Thank you for joining us. I am Mary Claire Williams. The private sector is questioning the latest report from the central bank, which states that tourist arrivals are up, while government revenue was on the decline for the first half of this year. President of the Barbados Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Eddie Abed, tells Barbados Today he is also concerned that foreign outflows are not as high as last year.
What I'm surprised at is that we've had an increase in tourism arrivals. We've been told that the amount of foreign exchange and the data generated has in fact increased, yet our reserves are down. When I looked at the outflows, they didn't seem to be much higher than previous years to account for the large difference between the level of foreign exchange last year versus level of foreign exchange this year. So I'm not sure as to why the foreign exchange is showing such a large disparity between last year and this year. Is it because all of the foreign exchange that was generated by tourists booking a holiday to Barbados have in fact been transferred to accounts in Barbados, or could it be part of those monies are sitting in external accounts?
And President of the Barbados Economic Society, Jeremy Stephen, tells Barbados Today the report suggests that government will continue to rely heavily on financing from the central bank, at least in the medium term. And this, he says, is also a matter of concern. Men are being called upon to play their part in the fight against the spread of HIV. The call came today from Social Care Minister Steve Blackett, who said men are one of the most vulnerable groups to the disease. He was addressing an HIV seminar for men 50 years and older. Blackett said men accounted for 71% of AIDS-related deaths between 1984 and 2012, according to figures from the HIV National Health Surveillance.
They're going to be exposed to a number of awareness measures, which is being done by, I don't remember the resource person, but we had an interactive session just before the session began, which allowed the men to speak their minds on several issues concerning HIV and AIDS, about people who are affected and who are afflicted by the disease.
Mario Burke has won bronze in the 100-meter men's final at the World Under-20 Championships. Burke crossed the line in what was a tight finish in 10.26 seconds behind American Noah Lyles, who clocked 10.17, and Italian Philip Tortu in 10.24. Earlier in the day, he ran 10.34 seconds to advance to the finals. But fellow sprinter Jaquan Hoyt did not make it to the final after completing the semis in 10.73 seconds. Meanwhile, hurdler Michael Nichols has made it through to tomorrow's finals of the men's 110-meter hurdles. He ran a personal best of 13.34 seconds. Female sprinter Tristan Evelyn easily qualified for the semis of the women's 100 meters after posting a time of 11.81 seconds in her preliminary race. West Indies begin their 4-match series against top-ranked India tomorrow in Antigua. The Caribbean side is currently at number 8 in the test rankings, just above Bangladesh. But Vice-Captain Craig Brathwaite is counting on his batsmen to apply themselves against their opponents.
Well, I think, as a batting unit, we look at their bowlers and, they have some good bowlers. And I think the main thing, these pitches in the Caribbean is, patience. And I think, once we carry that ball facing their paces and spinners, we'll make some big targets. Obviously, it's important. That first innings total, we need a 300 and above. And I think once we do that, we put ourselves in a good position, to go forward in the game positively. So, looking at their batting as well, obviously from the bowling perspective, it's not going to be easy. But I think, obviously we're accustomed to these conditions, so we know once we get our lengths right, the lines and we both our specific fields, I think we'll be good.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
The ultimate adventure begins at Courts. For every $100 spent, you get a chance to win a trip for 4 to Universal Studios, a Samsung 55-inch curved TV, or one of 5 S7 handsets. Plus, buy any Samsung TV for a chance to win a 65-inch curved TV. Purchase one of our featured audio systems for a chance to win a PlayStation 4, or your purchase free. Shop with Ready Finance and pay nothing down for 30 days. Join the adventure only at Courts. Bringing value home.
Do you want to make sure that your favorite BT Soca Royale champion hopeful is in with a great chance of winning $10,000? Well, it's simple as going to www.facebook.com/Barbados Today to cast your vote. These are the finalists: Mr. VJ and King Julian, Summer Again, Joaquin, This Place, Sammy G, Mash Up the Place, Damien Marvey, Know the Face, Azizi, My Reason, Donnell, Wet Me, Griner, Turn on the Speaker, Hyper Songs, Bam Bam Back, Faith Calendar, Hunted, and Mr. Dale, Nothing Sweeter.
Special thanks to these sponsors: Flow, CGI, Capital Media HD, the Barbados Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union Limited, the 50th anniversary of Independence Celebration Secretariat, and the NCF.
ICBL T20 Cricket Party, more than a match. To Gary's 80th birthday, celebrating the greatest all-rounder and our national hero. You can't beat that. July 28th, 6:30 p.m. Tickets from Kensington Oval, CS Pharmacy, and TicketPal.com. Hosted by the 50th Anniversary Secretariat.
Thank you for staying with us. We're back now with news from the region. The Bahamas is hoping that it will not be downgraded further by international credit ratings agency Moody's. Government met with representatives from Moody's recently to discuss the state of the economy. We get the details in this report from ZNS Network News.
State Minister for Finance Michael Halkitis believes Moody's representatives now have the information they need to build their assessment of the country's economy. He says there was some convincing to be done on the part of government and the private sector as they met with representatives from the credit rating agency, hoping to avoid another downgrade.
So we were able to sit with them and go over how we have progressed so far in this administration in terms of our consolidation plan and our plan to improve the government finances. We were able to answer their questions as it relates to the growth rate of the economy and our optimism of more growth given the pipeline of investment projects that we expect to come on stream over the course of this year and into next year and years going forward. So I think they left with a better understanding of how our economy operates.
Meanwhile, Chairman of the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce, Gowan Bowe, represented the private sector at the meetings. He said although the credit rating agency was concerned about a slow growth rate, that doesn't mean that things are not happening to turn the economy around. He adds that the country needs to avoid a downgrade at all costs.
And further afield, the UK Prime Minister Theresa May is in Berlin holding talks with the German Chancellor Angela Merkel. May has reiterated that the UK will not begin official talks to leave the European Union this year following last month's vote. On the matter of immigration, she said the Brexit vote indicated the importance of controlling the movement of people from the EU into the UK.
The issue of net migration into the United Kingdom, I've always been clear that the reason that we looked to set that a number in relation to net migration was because we want to bring net migration into the UK down to sustainable levels. Sustainable levels is, we believe, in the tens of thousands. Now, it may take some time to get there, Obviously, there are new factors now coming into play because, as I indicated in response to a question earlier, one of the messages from the Brexit vote was the importance of bringing some control into the movement of people from the European Union into the UK. So that's another factor that we will be looking at in relation to looking at the net migration for the future. But it's about sustainable levels, and I believe those sustainable levels are in the tens of thousands.
And finally, a staff writer of the Trump Organization today claimed responsibility for inserting passages in a speech by the wife of Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump that resembled parts of a 2008 speech by First Lady Michelle Obama. Meredith McIver today apologized for using Obama's words, which she said Melania Trump recited to her in a telephone call. McIver said she did not check to see how closely it matched Obama's speech at the Democratic National Convention 8 years ago. And that's news this evening. Remember, you can get more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. You can also find us on Izumi Media in bus terminals and Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can tune in to Channel 99 on Flow TV or Mix 96.9 FM for more news and sports. I am Maricla Williams. Have a good evening.